What is life like for a child or young person from a neglectful family experiencing COVID-19, the pandemic and lockdown? As yet, we don't really know, but we can begin to get some insight which will enable practitioners to think about what is it I should be considering when I'm assessing children's needs during this period and subsequently. I'm going to provide you with two fictitious accounts provided by neglected children who are on child protection plans because of neglect. And I constructed those accounts by drawing on the research into child neglect and its impact, and children's own accounts of living with child neglect, and also considered what it is we know about family life under lockdown. So let's hear from the two children. The first one is Sean, and he's 6. My name is Sean. I'm 6 and I live with Mum, her friend Steve and my sister Carrie, who's 14. We live in a flat on the 3rd floor in a big city, and I share a bedroom with Carrie. We've been stuck in the flat for ages because of this thing that makes everyone ill. My nan got it and died. I was really sad, and Mum cried and cried. I don't understand why Mum cried so much. She kept saying how much she loved Nan, but she was always horrid to her and always fighting with her, always falling out over this and that. But I love my Nan. Me and Carrie spent a lot of time at her place, so I miss seeing her. I'm really scared that my mum will get this thing, and then what will happen to me and Carrie? I don't want to stay with Steve. The days are funny now. I'm not sure when I get up because there's no school. But this morning's on the telly. I never know what to have for breakfast. It depends on what Mum can get. I don't bother getting my clothes on as I'm not going anywhere. And I don't bother with a wash. Mum never says anything. One of my teeth started hurting bad today, and I had a horrid taste in my mouth, and I thought I better brush my teeth. I've not done that for ages, but there was no toothpaste and I couldn't find my toothbrush. I told Mum, and she said if the pain gets worse I'll need to take tablets as there's no dentists. Steve said he could pull the tooth out, and they both thought that was funny, but I'm really scared he meant it. I wish I could go to school, but it's closed. My teacher, Miss Brown, came round ages ago with some pens, crayons and schoolwork. I did a bit, but got stuck, and Mum couldn't help, and Steve just shouted at me I was in the way of the telly with all my stuff on the floor. Carrie tried to help, but she didn't understand it. I don't know what's happened to the worksheets now. I hope I don't get into trouble for losing them. My head teacher, Mrs. Drew, rings Mum sometimes to see how I'm doing. Mum says Mrs. Drew keeps wanting me to go to school, but she doesn't think I should go, what with Nan and everything. Mum just tells her I'm okay. So when she asks to speak to me, I say the same, as I'm not sure what else to say. I miss school and my teacher, Miss Brown. She's so kind and nice. I miss my friend Lewis. I hope he's not dead. Most of all, I miss school dinners. I never know what I've got to eat at home. Mum says it's not her fault. It depends what's at the food bank, because her benefits are screwed, so she can't buy food. I'm not sure what that means. She gets cross if they give her stuff she doesn't know how to cook. I hate being stuck in the flat. It gets so hot and there's nowhere to go. Steve and Mum are on the sofa and there's only the floor to sit on. They're always watching telly, drinking cans, smoking. I've got asthma and I hate the smoking. It makes me wheezy and I use my inhaler a lot. I'm worried it's running out. Mum says she keeps ordering more, but when I ask, can we go and get them, she moans about the queues and says we'll do it another day. Carrie spends her time in our bedroom and says I'm in the way. I wish I could go out more. Sometimes I just go out on my own and hang around outside the flats. Some older kids from year 6 are always there and they laugh at me and call me names. But I'm used to that from school, so I just go off and mess about on my own. I wish I had friends. I am so bored and I'm always so hungry. I'm sick of beans and spaghetti hoops. That's all we seem to eat. No one is bothered about me. I wish someone would talk to me and play with me. Yesterday I got so cross because Steve was complaining I was always in the way. So I shouted at Mum. I wish I was dead like Nan. She slapped me across the face and called me a selfish little shit and made me go to my room. Evenings are the worst bit of the time. Mum and Steve have had a few cans by then and start rowing. Sometimes Steve hits Mum. I tried to stop him once and then he hit me. Mum just tells me to stay out of it. Sometimes Steve's friends come round. It says on the telly they shouldn't, so I get so scared the police will come and take Mum away. I go to my bedroom if Carrie is there. She'll let me listen to her music. Otherwise there's nothing else to do. I've got no toys except baby ones, so I just go to sleep. So now let's hear from his sister, Carrie. I'm 14 and I live with my brother Sean and my mum. We've not now got her latest boyfriend, Steve, living with us. He moved in when this lockdown started. I hate him. I think he's creepy. He keeps giving me these looks and makes comments to me that are so embarrassing. How to describe a day in my life? One word: shit. At first I was loving it. I hate school and the bullying was getting worse and worse. But now I am so bored. I just want it to end. I wake up, not sure at what time, but it's getting later and later in the day. And it's often when Judge Rinder's on TV. I'm greeted with grunts from Mum and Steve. They sit there like zombies all day. Breakfast, lunch, tea, they're no different. In this house you eat what you can find, which is never much. Mum was never one for cooking. We used to have a lot of takeouts, but now we have what we can from food banks and food parcels from Sean's school. I think we get these food vouchers I've seen on telly, but Mum says there's no way she's been shown up in the shops handing one of those over. Since Steve moved in, her benefits have been screwed. She keeps saying she'll sort it out, but then loses it when she has to queue on the phone to speak to someone, and then she gives up. Steve seems to have money, but that goes on booze and fags as far as I can see. Trying to keep clean in this place is a laugh. We never seem to have soap, deodorant, or even tampons. The other day my period started and I had to nick some tampons from the supermarket to keep me going. I also took some chocolate bars for me and Sean. It's so long since we had one. I nicked a couple of tops as well. I've always been big, but since we've been home, I've got to be honest, I've got fat. I think it's because I just fill up on bread. None of my clothes fit me, so I've been going round in the same tracky bottoms. Thieving is easy now. The security are all worried about this COVID, not what people are taking. How do I spend my time? Well, at first I tried doing schoolwork, but that lasted a couple of days. I've never been good at school. I'm in the duffers class. I meant to get stuff off my mum's phone, but she never lets me near it. My nan died from this COVID thing. I loved her and I really miss her. She was the only one I could talk to. I cannot believe how Mum's grieving. She was horrid to Nan, and I can't believe how she's gone so quick. We couldn't even go to the funeral. I was so upset. The other day I went to her flat. I've got my own key. It was so sad. I took a few things for me and Sean, including her phone, which still works. I bet no one has told the phone people she's dead. I'm sure she won't mind me using her phone, but I've not said out at home. Sometimes I sit with Mum and Steve, and when his mates are around I get a couple of cans to drink. But Steve can be real moody, and when I can see a row brewing I make myself scarce and spend time on the internet in my bedroom, gaming or listening to music I've downloaded. I've got to make the most of it before this phone goes dead. Mum never comes in, and it's easy enough getting rid of Sean, although I do feel sorry for him sometimes and let him listen to music with me. I've made some friends online. One guy's lovely. His name's Ross, and he's 17. He says he loves the way I look and wants to meet up. I can't believe my luck. He is so good looking. You wait until people at school see me with him. He keeps suggesting we meet up and ignore this social distancing, as what we've got is so special. Do you know, I think I might do it. At some point I drift off to sleep, never sure what time. I don't have a routine at getting ready for bed anymore, so I'm usually still in my tracky bottoms and top. Now these accounts, although they're fictitious, give you real insight into what life would be like for a child like Sean or Carrie. And as we come out of lockdown, trying to elicit accounts from children and young people about what a day has been like in their life during lockdown will give practitioners a way in to begin to think through what is it that this child needs as a result of their experience.